Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast. Me Matt, and before we fall for you all here on Potomac Airfields. It's on the western front. Let's go through a playlist. Start with the Western Allies. We have someone with a Russian name, we'll call him Toma. That's the British Commonwealth. It probably shouldn't say Russian. Krylik, that's probably Krylik, is the correct pronunciation. We have Commander Section with Armor Company for the United States of America. We have Lacey from Boas Royal Artillery Regiment for the British. Finally, we have Smokey as Mechanized Company for the United States of America. Representing the Germans today defending this airfield, we have Noob Hero 21 as Mechanized for the Waffen-SS. We have Orkon as Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. We have Mano without a command post for the Waffen-SS yet. And we have 007 as Ostdivisions, double Ostdivisions. So we have a lot of Eastern European assets being transferred to fighting on the Western Front as the Allies are pushing through and assaulting this airfield. We'll see how it turns out. The Potomac Airfield is a pretty big map, and it is a 4v4, so I might miss some of the action. There's some cool little areas like this little train station up here with some Dukes and Panzers ready to be transported. And there's like a large farm down here. Like there's a lot, there tends to be a lot of good infantry fights around this farm, if they can get into the right positions and everything. Stupid is pushed pretty far up, not gonna lie. The Allies are taking a little bit slower and activating mines as they're advancing. Not a bad choice, all things considering. Storm Pioneers in the center are moving up to secure the central airfields. The Admiral are encountering the Wehrmacht in the north. And they also have more Pioneers coming. Just Pioneers! Also, he's just going for triple Pioneers. Interesting choice. Not any specific reason to that. There's also Pioneers on the southern part of the airfield now, and we have some Grenadiers arriving, as well as double Osttruppen on the field here to help form up more of the German defenses, or shore it up. Deep on the northern flank here for the United States of America. That might be a little bit too much for these Pioneers to handle, especially with support from the American infantry. Other Pioneers are coming up though. Pioneers have been suppressed. Other Pioneers have to get around and be quick. Getting inside the structure evidently. But the American riflemen are advancing. But this is going on, there's also fighting in the center. The Storm Pioneers managed to fight off some of the Sabres, but the British forces are advancing. Royal Hamilton Light Infantry rifles. And that's a lot of British rifles pointed at those Storm Pioneers now. Also Americans in the center here having a long firefight with the Storm Pioneers and the Grenadiers. Now the southern flank, the Osttruppen are fighting against more British troops. More mines being laid by the British as they're advancing evidently. Apparently like to lay a mine every now and then. Doing Grenadiers on the southern flank here now, and the Americans have secured the northern area. The train yard is now under American control. Excuse me. That'll certainly be a problem for the Germans. They do have an MT-34 coming out and about. Another Jeep arriving here for the Americans for transport, but that's moving it dangerously close to a lot of rifles. And it is being basically just focused down and cleared out. Not good for that Jeep. British have also a break case section inside this farmhouse. Keep an eye on the front line. Man, the British are just laying mines all across the southern flank. I guess it's something they can do, but I'm not sure what the rest of their plan is. But the Americans are advancing aggressively on the northern flank, having moved up to the next bridge. And the Germans are bringing two machine guns up to try and cover the area. It's also a down bomber here, evidently. Liaison squad got mowed down by the Storm Pioneers in retreat. We do an American machine gun arriving here to sit up behind the dead horse. Laying into them with some 30 caliber rounds. MT-34 sitting up there, but there's also an MT-34 covering it. Well, the Jeep is going to try and flank, I reckon. Or not. Oh yeah, it is going to try and flank. Probably going to try and get around here. More Osttruppen arriving though to support. Probably should not have eaten that ice cream ice bar. Ice cream chocolate bar? That's probably what it is. Because I'm still feeling a little bit cold in my throat after that. You have some mechanized troopers here. They're not doing too well at the moment. They're all being suppressed by an MT-34. He has to be somewhat covered by this downwing or part of the plane from the 30 caliber. The British are trying to get some ground with some 6 field company engineers. And more American riflemen are arriving into the airfields. Germans are trying to dig in along the front line of it. British mines are pressing about. Most of the fighting is happening up here by this little bridge. American 30 caliber is moving up. That'll certainly help. But the Americans are lacking some way to safely pull back here, because if they just retreat, they could get mowed down by the Germans. They're probably waiting for something else. He was prepared itself. Americans probably want to set up a fort HQ in this farm, I reckon, and it looks like the mechanized infantry are moving back to do so. Now, the southern flank, the Germans are trying to take back their part of the flank, just clearing up the mines with minesweepers, which I don't think Thoma was prepared for, actually. But the Germans would quickly just latch onto there might being mines everywhere. With the Americans having issues holding back the Germans in the center. The Storm Pioneers are slowly moving up bit by bit. But the Americans are probably going to set up an HQ here shortly. American riflemen being called into the field, and we also have an 80 gun being prepared. Americans in the center are pulling back. And that rifle section will make it. We also have another 30 caliber set up here to cover the flanks. Germans in the north flank are in retreat. Jeeps pushes up. Pillbox has been established. That mortar could be in trouble. And the Jeep is just mowing down the MG team. But now it's in range of the pillbox at the base. And there's also a mortar now. Now the southern flank, we do have an M20 to support. But it's just setting up with their Vickers machine gun out in the open, which is not good. That's gonna make them an easy target. As you can see, just slowly taking pot shots here from the Storm Grenadiers. But you don't want to set up out of sight of cover. Meanwhile, the M20 is trying to lay down some suppressor fire in the center here. There's nothing here that can suppress us, because the MG cannot shoot through this wooden fence. The 50 caliber is going to start suppressing. And this goes on, the Germans have also some barbed wire here, evidently. They're still being suppressed by an American machine gun and an American lieutenant. A lieutenant? Lieutenant? Yeah. Americans sitting in the northern flank with some fighting positions, but they are under mortar fire. Still, the Germans are somewhat static up here. They do have 2 Wehrmacht with us, so they're going to be quite static defenders. It's probably to the Americans' advantage at the moment, at least on the northern flank.
Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
Well, looks like these Panzerjägers are getting some shots here with the Panzerbüchse on the fighting position. And the British are assaulting down here. Universal carrier and rifle sections are overrunning the Storm Grenadiers. MG's gonna be ready to rip into the Universal carrier. We do also have some Grenadiers here from the 9th SS. And if the Universal carrier gets too close, it can be Panzerknager. But we do have a Panzerjäger squad. They miss with their first rocket. Oh, and get mowed down by the Vickers K. And they need to target down that Panzerjäger. And they pin them down. Yeah, now the British have that covered. So the Germans have to retreat. Do not underestimate the Universal carrier with a Vickers K on top. That's a lot of extra firepower. Even clearing out the machine gun team. There is a 2-2-1 in the center, which might become a 2-2-2. Because the M20 got taken out, which means there's a cavalry squad now in the field. Also, the German officers was trying to lead an assault up here, but are getting someone pinned down. More American infantry is assaulting, using smoke grenades, very good. That's what you want to do with the Americans. And tossing pineapple grenades, but they're being graded in return. And that was a rifle grenade, actually, from the Granatbüchse. So the pineapples are certainly doing their work. Americans are retreating back to their forward HQ up there. That 30 caliber is doing a lot of work. Throwing out that mortar team that got a little bit too close. And 222 is now covering the airfield for the Germans, but looks like the bodies of the Stukas are still covering some of the shots. The close rifle missed. The British are setting up a big escape machine gun emplacement down here. Yeah, the bodies of the Stukas are covering shots a little bit too much. Echo going out. And a pineapple in return. Yeah, the Stukas really should not be covering that much. I guess that's just a thing of how vanilla Combat Heroes 2 is bleeding over here. That's it, it's been calling in the American lieutenant. Called in by the lieutenant down here. The British are slowly creeping up alongside the Americans on the northern flank, but the Germans are quickly just digging in with pillboxes and everything. I don't think the Germans can really make a comeback in the north flank that easily. They'll need to get some heavier equipment. And after this, they're now taking a little pressure. As the Americans have this Fort HQ to operate from, they're doing a lot of work with it. Mechanized infantry is moving up here with their marksman rifle. And the Granatbüchse armed storm pioneers doing their best, but they're actually so far doing a pretty good job. They're just not going out, despite being pinned out. Almost clearing out our 30 caliber. Indeed, the 30 caliber has to pull back. That's a god mode down there. But the mechanized squad is still doing their job. Border has been recovered. Germans need to bring that back quick. Artillery called in some Americans here by the lieutenants. Some pretty accurate shells. Almost killed the entire squad. I guess the lieutenant's artillery strike is pretty damn accurate. With the mortar arriving, we also have Demonized. Looks like Toma really likes using a lot of improvised explosives about. Even booby traps and points down here. What commander are they? Also Royal Artillery. Okay, I guess that makes sense. It's also pretty just captain down the field here. Let's see, the Storm Pioneers are trying to make a breakout again, but they're just being mowed down in that little area. It's not a good way to get out of. You kind of bunch up your units a little bit too much. It's a bottleneck. That's the word. It's a bottleneck. Thank you, brain, for actually working a bit today. Triple pillboxes. I should probably investigate the tanks. So they are doing that. Maybe the 222 is being a little bit of a menace. That's what I would expect of it. Americans are doing a mechanized assault down here with some engineers and a half track. But they might get this might get cut short soon. Yep, Patsvek hits it. You got a good answer point up there from the top roof. And then the machine guns pinging down the American infantry that comes up behind.
Captain just took the battlefield.
The 222 remains about. But it's trying to step forward assembly. 80 gonna come up quick. And 222 backs off. And more artillery calling here by the German lieutenants. It's a little bit too accurate though, because it doesn't actually hit the machine gun. Oh, it's too accurate. They just have to pull back there. The Americans are still sit up firmly in the north, but they're lacking heavier vehicles at the moment. So they have medics, mortars, and everything they need up here. At least for the moment. You have a flag emplacement set up here now by the Ostdivision to get some firing on the line. Probably a good choice because the flag emplacement actually has a pretty good range. So it's just gonna keep pelting in this area. As long as they can see the enemy, of course. The southern flank, the Germans might be trying to go for this fuel point again at some point. 2-2's moving about for repairs. We have triple Shermans being requisitioned from the United States. British captain trying to call in an artillery strike, but he was under fire there, so he cannot manage that. And they're also actually doing a pretty decent job here. That's going to be a death sentence inside the structure. Yep, too much fire on it. The Americans are bringing up more armored infantry now. Prepare for a mechanized push. You have an A2 Sherman arriving. And the half-track is prepared to carry more troops through. There's a German sniper in this watchtower trying to do his best. He has been quite wounded, so might not last too long with the Sherman now here. Now, Osttruppen do a Panzerfaust, so this Sherman could definitely be in trouble. Oh, they managed to stop it. Anyway, there's a Stuk trying to advance up here. It's an F8, so it's really good at dealing with fortifications. It's just swapped to high explosive rounds, which makes the F8 really damn good. But it's being hit by an AT gun. Well, small 57 Jeep gets taken out.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
The Sherman advances down here. That's not a lot to stop it. It's been equipped with a bulldozer blade to clear the path. And the Germans stopped this Sherman. Harman is calling in some kind of heavy artillery strike. Gonna be a concentrated barrage of 10.5 centimeter. Damn, concentrated barrage is actually a fairly big barrage. It's very widespread, but it has a lot of shells. And the Sherman advances forwards, using its bulldozer blade to basically clear everything that might oppose it. It's actually using them for cover at the moment, which is smart. And now it's driving over. The Sherman is just doing its job. Meanwhile, the Germans have a half-track up here with nothing on it. So that's an awkward position. Americans are moving up now with mechanized forces. They're going to try and break through. The infantry might need to jump out, other than it's close to the front. But they seem to be doing a fairly good amount from the top of the half-track. Oh, this Sherman even made some cover there. As the tank rifle is hitting the half-track though. They might want to just jump out at this point. That could be repairing itself though. Back hits the Sherman. More to be calling here by the Americans. Want to deny this forward HQ. Oh, that's a delayed fuse.
A medium tank was just lost.
But half the does go down. The HQ is still up still. F8's on the move to support the center. Sherman did go up in flames. Its ammo is cooked. And we have a tank advancing on the north flank. It's a Stuk G. 80 is doing his best here. High explosive round has been loaded. Mobility lost. And gets taken out. Looks like the Storm Pioneers are going to try and do another assault here. And the F8s are also ready to push somewhere else. And the Brits just taking in around here. Nothing too unusual. Neither side is really able to push yet, but the Germans are getting a lot of F8s. I think if all these Stuk F8s push somewhere, they can just make a breakthrough. Because the F8s are really good at assaulting positions, actually. They just need the infantry support to be there for them. As the F8s have high explosive rounds, as I've said, as their base weapon. Or you can change the round anyway. which makes them have a unique spot in the German rosters. Allows them to deal with fortified positions after all. And also apparently employ phasing technology. But their shells are getting caught in the terrain. They need to take out this AT gun. Yeah, taking out one of them. And all of them should probably be upgraded with MT-42s on top. That makes them a lot more efficient, I think, with all the infantry. But we have the Shermans arriving now. 4 Sherman A2s are advancing for the United States. Are the F8s ready? They have not swapped to AP, have they? Nope, they're still on an HE. Hands for trying to support. Stocks get taken out. Hans Foy is doing his best here. But he might get outmaneuvered. Shermans are too close. And Panzer IV gets taken out. High Explosive being loaded here by the Shermans. One Panzer hits the Sherman. High Explosive takes out both of them though. And that 40 HQ has been taken out. Panzer IV is doing his best down here. But the Shermans have just made a big hole in the German defenses. Mo pop, the Shermans are probably going to try and see if they can get out of here to repair. A Piet hits the Panzer IV, that's going to force it back. Smoke rounds are being popped about. Hag's going to try and take a shot. Loses sight. The Shermans are back off for repairs. Only one Sherman got lost in that assault. That's a huge victory for the United States right there. Did a lot of damage with just those Shermans. You have a Cromwell backing up down here. Trying to show its fat ass. Fighting continues down here. The British captain is trying to call an artillery strike. Should be ready soon. Probably aiming around here, I imagine. No, aiming around there, actually. And hold the shield stand simultaneously. That's how the British artillery strikes work. Shows how well drilled they are. Cromwell tries to advance here. Needs to be cautious. That pack could be a threat. But Cromwell is pretty damn fast, as you can see. It's a very speedy tank. American infantry tried to push up here, but that was too much for them. The British are trying to prod up here with their combat engineers. And the Ostdivision is just digging in with more and more pillboxes over here. I'm not sure it's going to help in the long run, but they are certainly attempting. They have pushed the Americans a little bit back, so they have one opening done. The Shermans have a repair station here now to operate from. Gotta be really good for them.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
Another British captain goes to... No, that was actually not the British captain. Or something else. But the British captain does have to pull back there. Oh, and more delayed fuse on the German positions. This 4 HQs has collapsed. And the Americans are trying to do another assault here. But there's just not a lot of cover to work with that machine gun covering the center. Oh, British infantry tried to do an assault here, but grenaded. Looks like the Osthope managed to get up to the point, but the Americans cleared them out. They have to just take the point back. Keep the railroad secured. Shermans are almost all ready for action again. And once they're in action, they can probably push in somewhere and do a lot of damage. The Americans are doing their best to just hold this position against the Wehrmacht. Panzer IV is almost ready for action, but it's certainly they're still going to try, despite being in a somewhat bad condition. not fully repaired after all. And it still has an issue with it. Yeah, the gunner is injured. But can they make that work? Oh, it's been repaired now. Oh, thanks to the truck back there. But the Americans are still fighting back, but they're not really having an easy way getting through. The Shermans are however ready for action again, and we do have a Panzer IV H arriving again. For the Ostdivision on the north or the northern front.
Sherman ready to go. Upgrade completed.
But the Shermans ready to roll through somewhere. I wonder where they'll decide to do it. Because the Shermans can be quite vital when they push together like they do. The Shermans all get the radio net advantage, like most allied armors that's not Russian do, but they coordinate and fight better when there's more of them around. And here they go. And these Storm Pioneers do not have the equipment to fight them. The machine guns are cutting into the German defenders. The Storm Pioneers are not prepared for this, and the recon team is not either. Exposed is being loaded at Fort HQ. And that takes it out pretty damn quick. There's just a lack of equipment to stop the Shermans from advancing. But now what the Shermans need is infantry support to support them as they advance. And yeah, at this point, the Germans surrender actually due to the Shermans' advance. Very good. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye.